If you're a notary looking to level up, you need Kimmi's all-inclusive training program. Kimmi Nunnally's notary training program is changing the game for notaries everywhere. With Notary Life with Kimmi on YouTube and Notary Educators, you're not just learning the basics, you're mastering them. Our all-inclusive program covers everything you need: essential notary skills, loan signings, remote online notarizations, apostilles, and even wedding-efficient training. Plus, you'll get business development tips on marketing and pricing to help you thrive. Join our live weekly coaching sessions for interactive question and answer, mock marketing, and document training. And with our on-demand course library, you can learn at your own pace, anytime, anywhere. Need support? Our private community is here to help you network and grow. And the best part? It's super affordable. Monthly subscriptions start at just $47. So, what are you waiting for? Visit notaryeducatorsllc.com today and take the first step toward mastering your notary skills with Kimmi's all-inclusive training program. You got this.
Yeah, the next one is about training may cost too much. Now, that's one where it could be reversed how you look at it. Because you imagine here, there are some notaries that get their commission. They go out and they stamp that paper, and then somehow or another we get a call and say, hey, can you go and re-notarize this, that, or the other? And when you're sitting there with the client and the customer says, well, yes, somebody else came out here, a notary came out here before. And that's more than likely not a lot of cases because that notary was not properly trained. Now, when you say it costs too much, the question is, can you afford not to be trained?
Preach.
So our training courses, our training course, we have a mentorship.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry to cut you off, but you got to go deeper. What does that mean? Can you afford not to? What does that mean? Can you afford not to?
Well, that's what I'm getting to. I'm getting ready to say, because our mentorship is $47 per month. Now, what does that entail? I'll get to that in a second. But when I say you can't afford not to, you go out and you stamp something, and that document is a deed that is taking the person's taking their next step in their life, something with their parent or their brother, or something that is extremely important. All documents, obviously, that need to be notarized are important. But if you don't notarize that document correctly, now you've set things back, or you may have completely messed up that situation for that person. And so now your reputation. So can you afford not to have a good reputation? Obviously not, because this business that you're in is based upon word of mouth. You put cards out and you talk to other people and they say, well, I have a notary. But if you're not doing good work, it doesn't take that much for you to get, as they say, blackballed in the business, whether it's by people in your community or if somehow or another you're connected with a signing service. So no, you have to ask yourself, can you afford not to have training? If you don't know, I mean, imagine someone says they're going to do surgery on you. You go to the doctor and then you're asking just a few questions and they tell you, well, I never really was trained, but I've been watching, I feel I'm a doctor. I feel I'm a surgeon, or I just was watching somebody over here.
Hold on. How about the doctor says, you know what, let me check Facebook first.
Right. I mean, that's not going to work. I mean, you're about to get up and you're about to leave, right? Because this person has not been trained. They haven't gone through the necessary steps in order to say that they're certified to do that type of surgery. So the same thing when it comes to these documents. If you're not been trained and you get your commission, but on paper it says you're a notary, but that doesn't mean that you know what you're doing. So you have to really think about that. And so with our training program, our mentorship, it's $47 per month, but you have access to all of our different training courses from Notarize Like a Pro, how to handle loan signings, how to handle estates, how to handle a wedding officiant, all of those different videos. We have about, 12, 13 different videos. It's kind of like Netflix, if you want to look at it from that perspective. So you have access to that. You can watch it over and over again. At the same time, you have weekly live training or training sessions on different subjects that are pertaining to the notary business, and it's documented, it's outlined, and then you can go back and look at the previous training session. So you might say, well, I'm starting late, or other people are ahead of me, notary wise, or knowledge wise. But no, you can go back and look at those previous training sessions and those videos. So again, can you afford not to have the training? It's a question to ask, because you don't, hey, like I said before, you're only going to go so far as your next client. And it doesn't take but a couple of them to tell you, put a bad score out there, and it's downhill from there. So that's my little spiel right there.
So we'll talk more about that shortly. Our next one is, and about really quick, I have to say something about that. Can you afford not to? Jeffrey already mentioned it, but getting blackballed, filling out documents incorrectly. All of these things are the reason why signing companies are paying less also. They already know I can't afford to pay Jeffrey what he's really worth, because I got to go ahead and hire Alexis after Jeffrey jack it up because he don't really know what he's doing. So that's just the reality. 9 out of 10 times, signing companies are hiring 2 to 3 notaries to go out and execute one package, okay? We often have to go out and clean up other people's stuff. We have people from the public calling saying, hey, I had another notary come out, but they actually signed in the witness spot and they weren't supposed to do that. Yeah, duh. So we're looking like, oh, or it says that they should have signed it in black ink and they used blue because they didn't read the instructions. So it's a lot of little things that you figure, okay, I can figure it out on my way while I'm becoming a notary. You can't just figure it out. Or if you can, it's going to cost you somewhere. And that's the point. Very good. Our next one is, I don't have money for supplies right now. I want to start my business, but I don't have money for supplies. We don't encourage you to go out and buy every single thing. We give you the basics. What do I need? You need a journal. You need some ink pens. You need your stamp. You need some blank acknowledgments and giraffes. You can usually get those from your state. You need a bag to put everything in. You don't need the world. You don't need the world. Sometimes you go out and buy all this stuff, and then you come to us and you've overspent, and it's like, well, you bought this. And I'm like, well, you didn't really need that. So let us show you what you need to actually get started. Okay. Alexa, did you want to add anything to supplies, or do you just want to go to our next tip?
Yeah, and you can go little by little with the supplies. And just remember, too, it's okay to get things from like the dollar store. They have very good things like pens, clipboards, and now they're adding even more products to their line where it may be a couple dollars more, but that's still, cheaper than going to like Office Depot or even Walmart sometimes. But it's okay to start little by little, or buy things when you get paid. You don't have to get everything at once, and you don't have to get the top of the line things because other notaries are out there saying that you need this, when quite frankly, you may not, to get started. So it's just going to continue to set you back.
Mm-hmm. Another big excuse is, you can't make no money as a notary. My state said you can't make no money. My family said you can't make any money. Well, guess what? That's another excuse. And guess why we're calling it an excuse? Because we teach you how to take your notary stamp and turn it into a business. Okay, there are a lot of people out here, even on YouTube, other notaries that are saying, hey, the notary business was never designed to be a business. That is the most crazy thing I ever heard. Was Uber ever designed to be a business, picking somebody up to take them one place? Taxi's been doing that forever. It was a business. Uber came around, they changed that business model. We're going to take you cheaper. Okay, we're going to take you could just ride us all month, 20% off, discounts. So the notary business, yes, the role of a notary has been around for 6,000 years. Check your Bibles, okay? Forever, ever. But now in 2020 and onward, we've figured out, people already knew it now. They already knew how to turn it into a business. Some of us are just now figuring out how to turn it into a business. So that's another thing holding you back to say, I don't know how to make any money, because we teach you how to do that, how to price your services. Okay, so once you learn how to turn it into a business, that's when you're going to learn how to make your money. So that's an excuse we're trying to overcome tonight too. You can make money as a notary. I don't preach 6-figure. I have plenty of people on my channel. They always in my comments say, Kimmi, they appreciate that I don't preach you can make six figures. Can you make six? Yes, you can. Do I make six? No, I don't, because I don't do what it takes. But could you do it if you want to? Yes, that's about $300 a day.